Hey, what's going on everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a double hitter of events to talk about. Today we have the Galactic Warzone event, the milestone, the Alliance milestone, that's going to be starting on a Monday at 2 p.m. And then we also have the Kid or Teen Loki event that's going to be, the Mischief Returns, that's going to be starting on Tuesday at 2 p.m. So we're going to be doing both of these in today's video. Some of them, the Galactic Warzone, honestly, is some of the whaliest crap that I've ever seen, but we're going to go over that and how well, or how, try to complete both of these as best as you can. And my number one advice right now, in which I believe I mentioned on the Friday blog post, but make sure that you're hoarding arena credits because you're going to need this for the Mischief Returns event. I don't know how much, they haven't been super clear, so we're going to basically be able to do as much as we've been told with the information that we've been given, and we'll be going over some of the parts where, things are a little bit murky because we don't know things. But for the most part, you will be able to unlock these characters as long as you do your due diligence. So before we get started with the events for today, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video. Hey everyone, today's video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, the #1 fantasy RPG that will immerse you in a world of endless adventure. Are you ready to embark on an epic journey filled with ancient mysteries, fearsome battles, and legendary heroes? Then this is the game for you. Raid has over 700 unique champions, each designed with stunning visuals and unique abilities. Journey through treacherous dungeons, engage in strategic combat, and be rewarded with powerful artifacts. Raid's live service model provides regular content updates so you'll never get bored and have things to do all the time, every day and every week. You can also play this on mobile or desktop PC. The choice is yours. There are also endless customization options. There's always something for everyone. And don't forget that there are millions of players around the world playing Raid, and you can join them today. Now, if you haven't been watching Raid's limited series Call of the Arbiter, then what are you waiting for? Be sure to check it out on their official YouTube channel to find the episodes there. There's also a ton of new content in-game related to it, including a free legendary champion, Artak, and all you have to do to get him is to log in to Raid for 7 days between now and July 24th. It's that easy. This orc is amazing for all kinds of content in Raid, so grab him while you can. Don't forget to keep up to date with Call of the Arbiter on YouTube, as there's more awesome stuff coming. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, then click on my link in the description down below or scan the QR code on the screen to get some unique bonuses worth about $30, including the free Epic Champion, Knight Errant, and other useful stuff. So what are you waiting for? Download now, and I'll see you there. Alright, and before we get started with the math for both of these events, I want to kind of go over this really quickly, and this is the Vol Orb. So, they changed the orb a little bit, or they did after the event went live, and I didn't really notice necessarily right away, maybe none of you did either. But the last Asgardian Orb, which was previously the 675 core orb, has turned into this spaghetti monstrosity that has a different estimated value, and also the minimum drop has changed in here to 4 shards. So for that reason, I kind of wanted to bring this up really quickly here. So we have 14 orbs within the month-long event, and if you were to, it's unlikely, but if you were to get the minimum drop, you will get a 3-star Vol. But there is a range in terms of what kind of shards you should expect from these orbs. There's a reason why I don't like orbs, because it's a slot machine fiesta. But I worked out the estimated value of the orb to be about 10.45. And so that's just doing all the math from all the pillars and things like that. And that means that you will get anywhere from 101 to 146 shards from that. The reason why, you could get super lucky. There's like a 100 shard drop in there for 1%. It's just incredibly unlikely because you only have 14 orbs, but hey, maybe one of you will. And I just wanted to compare this a little bit to Korg, which was 130 shards flat throughout the entire event. Now, I just prefer those kind of things because I know what I'm getting, whereas in terms of the orbs, I could get the bare minimum. I could get lucky, but most of the time I'll be somewhere in between. I just prefer the flat shards. It's easier to know what you're getting. Anyways, oh, no, that's Mischief Returns. We're going to get to that second. Let's talk about Galactic Warzone. Believe it or not, this is actually a little bit more complicated to explain just because of what's required in this. So, this one is a 4-day event. You earn war credits. So, how you're going to earn war credits is basically 2 ways. You're obviously going to get it through your Alliance War contribution. That's going to be your wins and your losses. It's also going to be your KOs, or how many teams you take out in Alliance War. And there's actually another spot for war credits, and I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, because I don't do this very often. But if you go to the supply store in the War tab, at the very bottom, you can trade Alliance credits for war credits. Now, this is not going to be part of my main math, just because I don't think everyone's doing this, nor does everyone want to do this, because some people actually spend it on Elite 4 credits, and I don't want to encourage people to necessarily do that. It's not going to make a significant difference either, but if you're in a hardcore alliance, maybe you might get a little bit more of it. Now, it's funny, because when I was working this out, you know, I said there's 12.05 million gold in the milestone, with 5 million of this in the last milestone, but honestly, it's so garbage. The chance of you being able to get this is like slim to none. So this is the table here, but let me tell you that by the end of this event, you're probably only going to get to like, I'd be surprised, you might be able to get 380,000 points, which will give you about 500k gold. All of this combined is less than 2 million gold. Now, you will probably, if you're in a high platinum alliance, that kind of thing, you're probably going to get all these gems of Sidorak, which is for the monthly currency. But in terms of all of this gold down here, whatever the Apocalypse Bounty Orb is, which I have no idea, it's probably pretty unlikely that you're going to get very far down here. Now, there's one thing that we don't know, and my frame's cutting it off, but you do get points for earning one Allied Supply Orb Fragment. Now, we are told that you do get this through your alliance-based donations. How many fragments? I don't know, but I'm just going out on a limb and assuming that it's not going to be substantial to the degree where you're going to like get so many more of these milestones. We're going to talk about the reasonable estimated war credits that you're going to be able to earn with your alliance, assuming a full alliance. We're going to do two scenarios really quickly here. One is Platinum 3 and one is Gold 2, depending on like how high you are. I'm actually only in, oh no, I am in Platinum 3. That's right. That's why I did this. But yeah, I did some lower, but so you can see sort of the differences as well. So a victory for Plat 3 gives you 5,500 credits, and over 24 people, that's 132,000. Now, I'm going to assume that you do one win, one loss. It's not really a significant difference anyways, but anyways, a defeat in Platinum 3 is that, and then times 24 is about almost 120k. So combined, that's about 250k just for the, you know, the winning and the losing portion. Now, the knockouts is worth a fair bit, actually. But over 2 wars, if you were to clear 10 rooms a person, now I don't know if that's reasonable or not, you know, 50 wins, 50 kills, basically, you know, across the alliance, maybe it is, you know, you'll get about 91,200 points if all 24 people do that over 2 wars, because you're only going to get 2 wars because it's a 4-day event. Again, assuming a minimum of 10 rooms cleared, you know, some people do, some people don't, but, you know, there it is. So you would basically add that up with the other 2 sky blue colors, and really you're at like 342,000 points for a reasonable Plat 3 score. Now, that's not including the Allied Supply Orb Fragments. Again, I don't know how many we're getting, but it's probably not that many, and it doesn't include the Alliance donation stuff, or buying the war credits with your donation credits, but there it is. So you will get all the gems of Sidorak for that, though, and you will get about 1.5 million gold for the alliance. So it's okay, it's just not anywhere near what they're showing on the table. Now, if you do the Gold 2 version, you know, we're going to jump ahead, and that's going to be about 108, almost 190,000 for the victories and defeat portions. With the knockouts, you're getting another 67,000. In total, the reasonable score is about 255k. Now, this is pretty low, I guess you could say, but that won't give you all the gems. Actually, I'll give you almost all the gems of Sidorak. Maybe with the Allied Orb Fragments that they have, you might be able to get that. Or if some people buy the war credits. I actually put this over here. If, hypothetically, if each of your 24 members were to buy 500 war credits daily, like once, every single day, that would give you an extra 48,000 points. It's not a lot, though. Like, it's not really enough to push you to an extra. It might get you like 1 extra milestone, maybe not even, depending on which bracket you're in. So it's not a ton, but it may make a difference. So for some of you who do want to push a little bit harder on this, you could consider doing that. But otherwise, I just don't expect everyone to be able to do that. So that's Galactic Warzone. There's not a lot that you can do about it. Just make sure that you do your wars. If you want to buy more war credits, you can do that. But in terms of expectations on what we're going to get out of it, don't expect a lot of gold out of it. Because I think when I saw this table initially, I saw, ooh, you know, 10 million gold. Look at all this gold. And then, like, after I broke it down, I'm like, yeah, this really isn't happening. So that was a little bit of unfortunate. Let's talk about Mischief Returns. This is the Kid or Teen Loki event that's coming up. It's a 7-day event that requires your arena rank and arena credit spending. So you get orbs on a daily payout. And what's interesting about this is it's essentially an arena royale. That's what I'm calling it, is that everyone's going to need to pay attention a little bit more on this if you want to get the payouts. And there's a few things that we don't know. I'm going to bring up the table really quick just to kind of showcase this. But there are 45 shards in the milestone. Caps out here at milestone 12 here at 45,000 points. You do get the Helmet of Glory up here at 35,000 points. That should be relatively reasonably able to obtain. Past this, honestly, past the unlock, I'm not sure how far you're going to be able to go. It'll depend on your arena rank. But in terms of the reasonable range for average players, I'm hoping that most of us can walk away with a unlock, but also you have to keep in mind that you get points from the Deceiver Orb fragments. I don't know 100%, but I'm assuming that there is shards of the character in here. Okay, because these points in the milestone ranking that you see here on the side, all of this is related to how many orb fragments that you have. So for example, you know, with 45,000 points, you're going to have 22.5 orbs. And so I would imagine that those orbs have, you know, a minimum drop of something for him, because otherwise we're just walking away with 45 shards, and that doesn't make sense, right? So there's a couple of assumptions that I've made just because of past events. Because of the amount of orbs that we're actually getting from this event, I've made an assumption, which could be right or wrong. You know, I'm just, you know, take that for what it's worth, that it could be a lot similar to these Blitz orbs that we get for the Blitz characters. So Star-Lord Annihilation, Kang, Iron Fist, that kind of thing, which had like a minimum drop of 2. It's usually like 2, 3, 4, something like that. But the estimated value of the Star-Lord Annihilation Orb was 2.95. And so for the purposes of this, we're going to be considering that as the minimum drop, or the average drop rather, for the Deceiver Orb in terms of getting shards. Because there's no way we're just walking away with 45 shards and that's it. So let's talk about the event itself though. So that's 100,000 points. This is including Whalestones. We're not going to get there. The event item requires 35,000. The straight up unlock for 45 shards, not counting the orbs or whatever's in the orbs, requires 45,000 points. So you're going to want to get at least to here, hopefully, because that's going to give you the flat 45 shards and all of the orbs that are, you know, that come along with that. Now, you do get points 1-to-1 for the orb fragments, and that means in order to get the 45 shards, you need about 6,429. Yeah, it's a weird number. Fragments daily to unlock. So let's talk about the arena rank payouts. This is the chart here, basically. So your arena rank and how many orbs per day that you're going to be getting. Let's zoom in a little bit more, actually, so you guys can see it a little bit better. So, you know, you can see it all here, that basically 1 through 10 is going to get 9,000 fragments or 4.5 orbs. Ignore that, it should be fragments per day, not orbs per day. And then 11 to 20 and 21 to 50 will give you 4 orbs or 8,000, and then 7,000 for 51 through 250. And then 3 orbs for 251 to 500. Reason why I kind of highlighted this is because that's kind of the ranges where you're going to want to be able to make up for the number above, which is basically the 6,400 and a bit. The reason why it's not exactly that is that you're going to get some from the arena credit offers. So in the game, at some point every day, there's going to be an offer somewhere in here. I don't know if it's going to be at the top or the bottom, but you're going to be able to buy offers for arena credits, and that's going to give you more orb fragments. How much you're going to get, I honestly have no idea. I'm going to keep my expectations low because this is Scopely, and we should just take that with a grain of salt. But most of us, or a lot of us, aren't using our arena credits anyways, and mine's stockpiling. Here are the other ones if you're further down than this. So the minimum is actually 1.5 orbs or 3,000 fragments, and it kind of goes up from there. So this is kind of the range where you want to be at, the 251 to 500 though, if you want to kind of do well in the event, and then kind of go up and down from there. So just take that with a grain of salt as well. So total orbs in the arena rank, if you're 251 to 500, you'll get 21 orbs. This is this over 7 days. So 6,000 times 7 will give you about, or 3 orbs rather, times 7 will give you 21 orbs. Now, if we use the above estimated value of what I think that the orb might be, and this is where I don't know. Like, it could be way different, you know, and maybe I'll do an update when the actual event goes live. But there, you know, I couldn't get this information. They're not going to give this information to us ahead of time. So I'm just using that. And if we had 21 orbs and you use the Star-Lord Annihilation estimated value, that'll give you 62 shards. That's 21 times 2.95 will give you 62 shards on top of the 45 shards that you're getting in the milestone, which gives you about 107. That doesn't sound very good. So I'm hoping it's a little bit more, because obviously there's a couple of things that I don't have here, which is I don't know how many fragments that we're going to be getting through the offers. There's going to be 7 days worth of offers where we can spend our arena credits to get some additional orb fragments. So hopefully this number goes up a little bit. But knowing how things have been lately, I wouldn't expect anything more than a 3.5 star, because that's kind of where we're going in this game right now, is where we're kind of, through the event itself, we're kind of landing on a 3-star, 3.5 star at most. So I wouldn't expect things too high unless you're in the top of the arena, in which case you'll get, 7 or 8 more orbs, more than other people over the course of the event, if you're in the top 20 especially. So just keep that in mind there. Now, final notes for this event. Like I said, I just said that actually there will be arena credit offers daily in the store, but we don't know what kind of value will be placed on this or how many fragments we will get. Without offers, you need to place roughly in the 251 to 500 mark or better, of course, to unlock. I don't know why I said hard. Unlock hard? To unlock him? Oh, sorry, new line. Duh, I'm dumb. Hard to say how far in the milestones we can get without the extra information. So I'm glad that at least we were provided with this table, because honestly, if we didn't, we'd know absolutely nothing. Because, and I kind of applaud this more unique method of doing an event. This one's new. They haven't really done a style like this before, and so I think that I'm okay with them doing something new. I just prefer it when we have more information than less information, so that we can accurately gauge, how hard an event is going to be. That being said, it doesn't seem that bad, and I'm hoping that, average players will at least be able to get this character unlocked. And that's kind of the goal of everything that I expect for events, is that average players should be able to do it. So that's going to be it, everybody. Good luck with Galactic Warzone. I don't even know what to say about that, because it's a bit of a whale fest, in my opinion. They're probably going to be offering offers for you to buy war credits for your alliance so that you can push further in that. I'm not going to do that, of course. And then on Tuesday for the Kid and Teen Loki event, Mischief Returns, that's going to be starting. And that's actually going to make me want to pay attention to Arena, because right now, as you can see with the 5 out of 5, I almost barely don't do this at all. If I'm lucky, I do 1 attack per day. Otherwise, I almost don't do anything, and nobody is really pushing me out. So I think we're all a bunch of lazy people in my arena shard that don't really bother to do anything. But, I may do a little bit more. We'll see. That's going to be the end of the video, everyone. And also, don't forget to download Raid Shadow Legends with the QR code above. Also, check out the description below. There will be a link in there below there as well. I don't know what I'm saying. And do check it out if you're interested in playing. There's some really good events that are going on right now as well. So that's going to be the end of this video, everyone. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.